All right. Thanks, Apna. Okay, so one thing you need to understand. I can see everyone visible. Yeah, thanks, Mac and Sagar, for confirmation. All right. So first and foremost, what you need to understand, why exactly we use SQOOP. Okay. So in case if I have a database, let's bring up our old PowerPoint. Is it PowerPoint? So first you need to, I mean, just example which we speak about, riding or driving a ambassador car to know the real, without power steering, to know the real significance of the steering. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Insert and design, right? Shape. So think of an example. This is my database. Okay, this is my entire. So hope everyone understand what exactly is a database and what exactly is a table inside that, right? So I do have multiple table inside that. Okay, so let's change this color of the table to something different. Shape fill and then make it orange. Okay, so first one is the database, multiple table inside that. Control C and V. It looks like V. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and that's enough. That's enough. Okay, so think one database, and I have 4 tables sitting inside that. Okay, now this is my real Oracle database. Okay, let's name it as Oracle. Where is my naming event? To insert. Yeah, it's the next one. This is my Oracle or DB2 or MySQL, any database that the traditional database. Okay, so now I have a big data lake also sitting next to me. Where is big data now? Insert shapes. Let's make it as this as a big data environment. So let's make it look different. This is a big data stuff for us. Okay, big data is nothing but our, when I say it's an HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, right? So now let's put a name also. I think here itself I should be able to name it, right? Hadoop or HDFS is the right way to, because he has moved quite fast. We should not be telling Hadoop now. We should be telling HDFS as a storage repository, Hadoop distributed file system, right? Okay, now what our requirement is, I just need data sitting in this particular table, okay, to come and sit inside HDFS environment. This is my Oracle database, right? As we said, can I do a single group? Okay, leave it, not required. Okay, so one possibility is what I have to, and what should be the content over here. So we are speaking about a data which is structured data, right? And structured database data sent in Hadoop environment. Let me wait for some answers. What is the structured data that I have in my Hadoop environment? What tool or what makes enablement of or facilitating the structured data? Hive, yeah. Correct. So that's exactly what you're talking about. So Hive. Yeah. So when I have my data here, my intention would be somehow the data should be sitting over here. So when I say data lake, HDFS environment, let's even make it as Hive so that we bring a little bit more clarity to it. Insert, and where's my guy? This is Hive over here. Let's make it as make Hive and HDFS will be covered. Let's make this as Hive with a different color. Let's make it as it's I. Okay, let's make this Hive now. So Hive. Okay. So now our requirement is, I just need to either see from some table, I may need the entire to come and sit in the big data environment, right? I mean, that's typically my requirement. Okay, something which we need to understand is, you guys understand the ETL, what exactly is ETL? I'm just bringing in some terms because I'm sure not everyone might have those data warehousing or and that's not expected. So everyone do understand what exactly ETL is? Yep. Extract, transform, load, right? So that's what it stands for, right? So in a very simple term, what exactly it means? Extract, right? I extract my data from my existing database table or wherever. I extract it. Before loading it into my target place or my destination place, I'm going to do a transformation. Okay. So basically what exactly it means? I have a humongous amount of data sitting over here. I just need to bring in, okay, bring into that destination location. Before loading it to my destination location, I'm going to strip it down. I'm going to just filter it. Only those key essential data, which is of prime importance for me, I'm going to take it out and then I'm going to store it. Why do you think I need to do all this magic? I'm doing an extracting in between and all those things. Any thoughts on it? Why do you think? Before loading, I'm actually doing an extract. Very simple. I mean, the common layman's terminology. Why do we do that? Because before Hadoop environment, talking about more of an enterprise system, right? A costly system. Enterprise system is nothing but very rich in hardware components, very sophisticated machines. Storage is definitely a big deal, and storage cost is another big deal. So if you're going to spend so much of storing it, my end question or my customer or I myself will be asking a question. So I am investing in so much. Is it actually worth it? Right? That's the first question I'm going to ask. I'm going to store my data, and I have such a humongous amount of data to store. There is cost involved in it. Ultimately, when I'm serving my customer, so what I'm going to do with this big data platform, I'm going to do some sort of an analytics. I do statistics, some machine learning or whatever it is. Some of analytics I'm going to run and give it to the customer, stating that okay, right now your business is in this state. Okay, within 2 years, it's going to go skyrocketing or it's going to go in a declining way, right? That's exactly what you. For example, typically about take an example of maybe Taj Hotel, right? So what Taj will be interested in within next 2 years, based on the current situation, what do you think my business is? How many number of customer will I be catering? How many number of people are going to come and stay in my hotel? That's exactly what I'm interested in. Based on which I'm going to do my planning. Correct. So next 2 years, how much room occupancy I'll have, how much room is going to fill, and that's exactly what a mathematician or a statistician is going to do with the sophisticated technology that we have in. Okay, so that is where our and a number of statistical tool and statistician as a data scientist is high in demand, right? So that's exactly what's happening over here. In the traditional world, we did not have a liberty to do it just because of simple reason. Costly affair of storing the entire data. We used to filter the data to a very large extent and then put it over here, right? That's what we used to do. But now, slightly ETL removed to from ETL. ETL. We have moved from here. Anyone? Any guesses where we have moved to from ETL? What is the transformation of architecture? ELT, right? Extract, load, and transform. So what I'm telling you is I have a big data environment, less costly, commodity hardware being used. Whatever you want, take it, give it to me. I'm ready to dump it. Okay. Once I have my entire platform, entire data being loaded, then I'm going to decide, okay, whether I actually need to transform it or what's the sort of information that is required. To give a more insight on it, see, this is the topic which you're going to cover here is SQOOP, but my intention is not just making you aware what exactly SQOOP is. I'm just trying to get you the environment, surrounding environment, because this understanding of you will be prime essential when you go for as a business analyst or when you go for a Hadoop architect kind of a role. So you need to understand what exactly we're talking about. Yes, that's true. Max question, Oracle data integrator also do. So I'm not telling that exactly whatever the parallel distributed computer, whatever we are talking about. Yes, there are interpreters who's doing exactly the similar. But what is the difference over here? When I bring in Hadoop ecosystem or a Hadoop in my system, what exactly I'm doing? I'm bringing from those short money stuff. Okay, I'm getting all my own hardware, do all this stuff. Okay. So in traditional world, what used to happen is I have a Celera Centra. I mean, that was the big servers produced by EMC and IBM. They used to come up with a big servers. Okay, what exactly the servers does? So the moment I get my data in, it has several of those hardware component. Okay, it takes the data, it will do its own replication with the hardware head moving in. Every of this stuff, majority of these stuffs are being done by hardware component or embedded associated with it. Okay, and the sophisticated machines are too high. By bringing in Hadoop system, what exactly are we achieving over here? So 80 to 90% of these sophisticated tasks that was being done by a highly efficient enterprise hardwares. Okay, I'm term hardware. Instead of hardware, what we're trying to achieve this is over here is let the software do this part, and how can we bring a reduce cost because of the software bringing in. So that's the kind of vision which we had when we brought a Hadoop environment, right? So all those sophisticated taken up, completely removed out from the hardware, and the software has been made, and the system, the computer or the laptop system which me and you uses on a day-to-day is being exactly taken as our real production environment system. Okay, so that's how exactly it's been accomplished. So if you ask me a question, okay, why in traditional environment this is not been done? Exactly, this has been done, but every business at the end of it deals with the cost involved, right? If I'm going to go to a nearby shop and exactly the similar kind of an apple, it might be a wrong comparison, but one place you see 120 rupees, and the next place you see it's been sold for 80 rupees or 90 rupees. I mean, it's the customer base, right? So that's exactly what's happening over here too. So where we can have exactly similar kind of a quality being built in with a less amount of cost, that's exactly we are trying to do, penetrate in the market now. So that's really how the Hadoop environment all about. So all that being said, now what is happening over here? That's something which we need to know. So I need to bring in, for simple example, I'm going to just try to bring in exactly my Hive environment. Sorry, this particular table. Okay, let's name this table as maybe EMP table. Okay, just for EMP table. If we want to bring in one simple option is, now I think we are all aware of how exactly I can load data from this table to this table, right? So one option is I'm going to take this particular table, okay, data of this table extracted into a CSV file or any other format. And now we know that command of, what is that? Put command from this environment to this environment, right? Stop me any place, anywhere which you are not able to get those concepts, okay? I mean, very basic concept is what I'm talking about. Any issues, anything which you don't agree to also. So let's make a mutual understanding. So at times, yes, some of those concepts which you say, okay, I have another system in place. There might be a possibility. There might be another system which I may not be aware of. So we can make that discussion in place. No issues. Okay. So now I have my employee table, Control C, Control V. One possibility is I'm going to extract this. Okay. I can extract this as a flat file, okay, or a CSV file. And then, where is my shape now? Let me bring in this shape. I'm going to make it into CSV file. That's exactly what I'm trying to show. And let's make it exactly the similar color. Where is the color? Okay, this is the color. No, this guy. Okay. And yeah. So this is my CSV file, and then I'm going to do a put command and store it in my Hive, Hive load command and all those things, right? So what I may have to do in that case, I may have to create corresponding EMP table inside my Hive environment. Hope everyone remember you guys command in Hive. Just, I mean, I'm not looking for exact similar syntax, but anyone, can you help me out figuring out exactly what's the command? What exactly is the command in Hive to load data? So in case if my data was sitting in load data in path, right? So if my file was sitting inside my Oracle database, or my not Oracle database, I'm talking about if my file was sitting inside my Unix environment, we did load data in path local or something. Somewhere we used a local and we did a loading, right? That's exactly what we did. But in that case, I have to create a load local. Thanks. Yeah, that's correct, Sagar. So what my requirement would be? Yeah, load data local. Yeah, sorry for that tongue twister. Where exactly is that now? Yeah, this guy. So my requirement would have been I need to create. I need to create. What's happening? I need to create. Yeah, this guy came over here. I need to create a table in advance, right? This is exactly I need to create a table, and then I'm going to load this particular data inside this, right? That's exactly what I would have done. That's where SQOOP. I was trying to build up. What do you call for that? Built up, right? Building up the environment. So this is where SQOOP. Oh man, what exactly is happening? I'm trying to do a group by group and group. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's exactly a tool known as SQOOP going to help us in doing. So what exactly SQOOP is going to do for us is, let me minimize this. Insert shapes. Let's make a SQOOP look like this. Slightly trying to. What exactly is that? Control Z. This is not how a SQOOP should look like. Control Z, Command Z. All right. Insert. I was under the impression this is going to give me a. Okay. Sorry, I'm not. Let's pick another figure for SQOOP. Let's make it look like. Okay, slightly. SQOOP. Let's name this guy as SQOOP. Okay. Yep, and let's change the color slightly to something different. It's not a pleasant color. Okay, let's make SQOOP look like. Okay, so this is a SQOOP now. SQOOP. All right. So basically, what SQOOP does is very simple tool to use, very straightforward commands and all those things, but very powerful one. So SQOOP, what it does is it's go connect to this environment, Oracle environment. Okay. It's going to directly pick this employee from there, store it in a Hive environment. I don't even need to create any table. The moment I do it, exact same structure of this particular employee data will be directly run, and that will be one single line command. Okay, so maybe one line command, everything is done. In case you need the entire database to come in, one line command, the entire database is being picked up for you and store it over here. In case you need an incremental data, hope everyone understand what exactly is an incremental data. Okay, so some in a transaction environment, if I have today one environment data table being updated, okay, and then tomorrow, I mean, typically in a transaction world, so some sort of swiping or something in a supermarket, you're trying to get the data of the supermarket. So today it picked up the data, okay, or yesterday it picked up the data. When today it's going to pick up, I don't need yesterday's data, right? Because yesterday's data is already been placed in my Hive environment, right? So I need only transaction which is starting from today morning 10 o'clock when my store opens. From that time, store closed 10 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's exactly the data I'm interested in, right? So that's the data I'm looking forward for. Just pushing. So that even that facility is available without any magic that you need to do from your, sorry, without any additional effort that you need to do from your end. Some couple of lines of code is going to accomplish for you. SQOOP is really powerful one. Um, so I'm assuming everyone got what exactly is a SQOOP. Before we get into the practical world, you understand the significance of what's really happening over here. Any questions before we really actually dirty our hands and then try to see some of those features? Any questions before that? You can use in Oracle, you can use in MySQL. Almost, I think, 15, close to 15 databases are there in sync being done for. It will only use with Hive. Yes, because not really only used with Hive. Even we have, what is another guy's name? Impala, right? Yeah, Impala. You can, any structured data, SQOOP can be, picked up from any structured data format. That's possible. But it can't be in an unstructured form because we are going to take up data from an RDBMS, right? So that's fair. Relational database to a relational database, or a structured data to a structured data is what we are planning to move the data in. So it should be a structured data that means it can be based, but it can be an Impala. Impala is nothing but a cloud version of RDBMS or SQL. Structured data. That's Impala, which does not rely on the MapReduce technology of traditional Hadoop environment. It overcomes the MapReduce, and that's why it's very, very faster. But Impala has not been used too religiously, just because of the reason, I think it does not support some of the functionality, I believe. That's one thing, reason for. Can it directly used in streaming data to Hive? SQOOP, like live feeds, etc. That's exactly why we have FLUME and stuff like that. I do not take it with a pinch of salt. So basically, as far as I have been repeating in all my sessions, anytime anything can have it. So after 3 months down the line, this is maybe exactly about the SQOOP developer would have thought about it. You similar kind thought of yours, but till the time which I have the knowledge, it does not support a live streaming. So that's exactly how you can do it. Is you can put in Flume, bring it to another database, and then that is where which SQOOP picks it up from there and bring it to Hive. But all that being said, I'm not sure is there any latest available patch that came in which does it. Very, very less possibility, because that's not really what SQOOP really wanted to accomplish. But you never know. So that's some environment which you really need to know. Even Hive, from its beginning till the 14th version of Hive, it never had an intention of supporting a row update, a single row update. But from 14.2, it even started supporting the row update. But row update is not really the best way of Hive usage. No one recommends using that, because a very simple reason: 20 billion records or 50 billion records, out of which you're going to go and do a one update for one single row. You may have to literally wait for the entire day to do such kind of an action, right? Instead, much easier way is, wherever you have your data in a text file or whatever format it is, go and edit over there and do a bulk load, entire data loaded. That works much faster than you trying to do a one single row update. So, but since that was the need of the hour, stating, okay, I have a remote scenario, I need to have a feature which actually updates it. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's exactly what post 14.2 it came up with, the row updates kind of a feature. So yeah, such kind of things can be possible. But right now, maybe 5 or 10% chances you can see it there might be a new release which came up with. But as of now, for your information, I would say no, live feeds are not really available. Let's directly look into. So you have the complete step available with you. Okay, so make sure you are trying to bring that environment and doing your hands-on. So you go to SQOOP environment. Okay, this is SQOOP for you. Okay, let's small exercise, exactly the same thing. So this is exactly the you have. Make sure, even though it's very simple tool, it comes very handy in many of situations. So for your even your project work, this is SQOOP is one of the requirement for your project work. So try to practice it. Make sure you're getting your hands on, dirty your hands with it, and you are having a comfort zone with that SQOOP tool. Okay, so I am assuming I do have MySQL available in my environment. Uh, because this is required for us for our this is required for us for our Hive environment, right? Because you guys remember why exactly we had on MySQL. Very good question, Sagar. I'm not sure you asked this question because of your prior knowledge of SQOOP, but very good question. So we're gonna see that. Hold on a question. So I'm assuming everyone can see that. Sagar's question is it a single threaded or can it export data to Hive parallelly? Okay, I'm going to answer your questions. We're going to see that directly. But yeah, great question. That's one of the basic backbone with which Hive works. All right. Sorry, not Hive. In the I mean SQOOP works. To answer your question, yes, it is parallel, but that's one of the key important stuff over here. So maybe I'll ask that as a question for you guys when I start showing it. But you're bang on target. MySQL minus u root. Okay. So show tables. No database selected. Show databases. There's no default database coming in. Okay. So let's typically go step by step what exactly is being shown over here. Create database and table. Create database DB1. So I think DB1 is already being created, right? Okay, now it's B1. So we can replicate exactly the same thing. So create database. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you're putting it in parallel because this is not a great stuff we are doing. Database, okay. And this is exactly the Hive kind of environment, okay? DB1. Hope you guys remember we changed all those things, use DB1. Now, now what I need to do, create table, company. So what I would suggest is, before that, one question: are you guys okay with a session on? We have backlog of pretty much. I mean, there are too many sessions which we need to cover up. So are you guys okay with a Saturday Sunday session on morning 8 to 9:30? Is that are you guys okay with that session 8 to 9:30 or any other favorable time for you guys? So that the mini project can be covered in that coming Saturday, Sunday. So we have maybe another four sessions or something. Is there anyone not okay with that so that we can get those mini projects in, and then that's okay. And that's too early. You want 10 to 11. Okay, let's make it as in between stuff. 9:30. Is that fair enough? Okay, 8. I understand. There's one Saturday, Sunday you guys get. So 9:30 to 11, because it can't be 1 hour. It should be 1.5 hours. So 9:30 to 11, is it fine? Okay, let's target that. So 9:30 to 11, Saturday and Sunday. Well, I was thinking I don't want to spoil your weekend. That's one reason I was talking about 8. But if you guys are, I mean, you may have your own stuff of things to do and stuff like that. So 9:30 to 11, fair enough. Let's do that. Saturday, Sunday, and then finish couple of and those sessions might be mostly the mini projects. So since you have Saturday, Sunday, so I mean, we will try to cover it by 11, but make sure you do a set of some sort of a task even before the next session, so that you are in sync with, because we are covered with most of the sessions. There's mini sessions would have been taken slightly before couple of sessions, but I did want to have a proper logical end to the sessions which you're doing, and then come up with a mini project. So in case now, if you want, you can even go for pig or hive. So normally our mini project I think pig or hive, either of one of these is being completed, which I think it's not really so great. So now every of our chapter is being completed. So if you want, our mini project stuff is, first one is for specifically for Java. But if you want, you can go ahead and do it in even pig or hive or whatever it is. So make sure whichever things you're comfortable in, you can do it. And the mini project is not really a big deal. Okay, the code, everything is given to you with the solutions as well, with the text data, with exactly solution. Similar kind of, you need to make very, very minor tweak, and then you will have to get the next result in. So it's very, very simple stuff. So you'll get some one mini project and one major project. So that mini project, I would say, before you do a major stuff, it is better to get a hands-on on the mini stuff, which is very, very simple, by the way. Most of the codes are given, guys. You just need to do a very minor tweak so that you typically understand what exactly is happening. So let's plan that on Saturday, Sunday, and then do it. Okay, so table is being created. Okay, name and location. So let's bring in 2 data also into it. I do have a sample stuff which I've done in the previous session. I've conducted a pretty long SQOOP stuff. So I'll try to get that and share with you guys. You can practice even that. I mean, that's a very exhaustive list of it. What all SQOOP stuff you can do it. So make sure you are. I'll send it to you guys. I just need to to search it, because of my system getting formatted. I lost a lot of. Not really. I'm just trying to recreate all the stuff. So I'll send it across to you guys. So make sure you're practicing with that in the real-time environment. That will be of real help for you to know a lot, and also for an interview for you. I'm just granting a privilege also over here. Grant our privileges and flash privileges. That's privileges only. Okay, now don't want to exit it. Let's do a. Okay, now let's do a select star from, what is our table name? Company, right? Company. Yeah, so this is exactly the data that is sitting in my MySQL environment. Okay, let's make sure everyone is in sync. So everyone is fine with that MySQL that we create. This is outside our Hadoop environment. This is just my Unix environment where I have my MySQL table being created. Everyone is fine with that concept, right? I mean, it's important to understand. So this is exactly what the environment we had now. Now we are trying to get this and then enter into this, right? So one single command which is available, however, is going to do every stuff for us. Now let's see that. So this is exactly one single command. So SQOOP import, connect. I'm going to connect it. I'm just trying to username root minus p password because I don't have a password now. Table company, okay. Target directory / scoop out. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Let me just expand this slightly more so that everything you can see in one single line. Right. Let me now open a Hive terminal here. Okay, I have my Hive in place. All right. So let's do a show tables. Show tables. Just like a magician, making sure that, yeah, I had a glass with an empty water, and then I'm going to show the magic. Right. So show tables listed me all these tables, right? So now let's do look at this command. SQOOP import, because already we have SQOOP in place. SQOOP import, connect JDBC MySQL. This is the connection string, root and password, table, company. Okay, and target directory scoop out. Let's run this command and see what exactly is going to happen. Control C, copy. Okay, and now I have my SQL environment here. Sorry, Hive environment, SQL environment. Let's bring up. Yeah, let this be my where I want to run my command. Control V and paste. Right. Pay attention to this parameter. One of the key interview question. Okay, and very less amount of answers that's been coming up. Okay, I'll explain that some of those concepts. Yeah, then even I started asking this in my interviews. I mean, so yeah. So these are very minor things which people just ignore it. Not much of an attention in what exactly is happening. So pay attention to this command, SQOOP, connect to the SQOOP environment, import. It's importing the table. Okay, so for importing, what I'm doing this connection string, and then I'm going to give the what exactly is JDBC connectivity and the root and table name, target directory as scoop out. That you will understand what exactly is happening over here. Minus M1. Okay, now your question should be what exactly is that minus M1, and that's exactly what accumulator does not exist. Or exactly enter password. Okay. Zookeeper does not exist. Okay, that's just a warning. Okay, SQOOP is entering. I'm sorry, I just need to pick this call up. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, system is still running. Something errored. Import failed. No enum constant. Oh man, just a second. Okay. What really happened over here? Not really. Minus M is not really the mapper. Where exactly you saw minus P? Was there a P over there? Okay, that's for the password. That minus P was for the password, and -1, minus M is exactly what I think Sagar is the one who raised that question, right? Sagar had a question where exactly what's happening. So minus M, what you need to understand is that's really the key stuff, okay? And that's what I said. This minus M1, why exactly we give is, I was planning to get this successfully executed, and after that saying may run it without M1 and making you guys see what really happens. So it's going to tell you, there is no primary key found. Okay, there's no primary key found. You may have to repeat that stuff. That's exactly what it's going to tell. Okay, but that didn't happen over here. Hold on a minute. So basically what it means is, in order for me to, okay, let me explain that, but we need to find out what exactly went wrong over here. Operation successing, date behavior, conversion style. I just want to make sure there's no instructions for. Okay, I'll explain that stuff, that M-wala stuff. Before that, let me just see. Just separate something that's we do for putting new Kaggle VM. Was there a component that we need to go for SQOOP? I don't think this has anything specific. All right, no, I don't think so. Let's see that. Okay, let me explain you guys what exactly is that before. Okay, this where is M-1? All right. So basically, what's happening? This is our SQL table. Okay, and this is the table which I'm going to import into my Hive system. Hope everyone is in sync with what exactly is happening. This is my Hive table. sorry, this is my table, which I'm going to import into my Hive system. That's exactly what's happening over here. This particular table getting imported in the Hive system. So now running this command, what should really happen is, where is the guy? Okay, running this command, basically what's going to happen is, by default, okay, this M means, someone has asked whether it's a mapper. Did someone ask that question when M is a mapper? Yes, your Supna, your assumption is right. It's M is actually a number of mapper that's going to run, but I know that was shooting in the dark. Seeing the M word, you would have made an assumption. So basically, how many number of split I need to make. So this is not the real kind of data what we'll see, right? We may have a humongous amount of data. For example, if I have 100 data, it will make a proper split of 25, 25, 25 rows each. And then for mapper, if I don't mention a parameter of minus M1, what is going to happen is by default, it's going to be minus M4. If I don't give any parameters, it will be picked up as 4. So that might be a key interview questions. How many number of mapper by default SQOOP invokes? Okay, and the answer is 4. So basically, what's going to happen is, this kind of not define a primary key. Okay, execute this command, not given a default mapper. Okay, and it's expecting it to split by 4. It needs to somehow find out where exactly is the location. I need to determine that location and do a split for 4. Are you guys in sync? Otherwise, I need to repeat the concept. Are we in sync of that split concept? Or else I'll have to use my Excel sheet and show you guys how exactly that's happening. By default is 4. No, by default is 4 is just that's how the standard is. SQOOP standard is default 4. My mapper, I need to have 4 mapper. But see, in real time, I'll have huge amount of data, right? So my expectation is maybe 1,000 or 10,000 data. So it's always preferred there should be some sort of a parallelism that it should run. Okay, so by default, its standard is made 4. So you can, if you want, you can go ahead and change it. So we need to set some sort of a default standard, right? So every installation should come with that. So in case if a user doesn't, can we change the default from 4 to 1? No, that's exactly what I'm doing over here, overriding this parameter. Default, can you change? You might. I don't think that might be a real requirement. I really don't know. Is there as a configuration file? So this -1 minus M1, if I do, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm changing my default from, not default, I'm changing my parameters from 4 to 1. That's exactly I'm doing over here. Okay, so see, when someone sets a default parameter, what exactly means is their statistics or this thing analysis says that's the best in the environment, in a real production environment, that's the best number to be chosen for it, right? I mean, that's how exactly we make it. So that when a product is being launched, so that's how that 4 number would have come in place. So they would have said, looking at the amount of data, average the amount of data, it's the best to have the system with a 4 default parameter, 4 default parallel run, and then store it into my Hive environment. I mean, so 4 parallel processing to be run, and then store it into my environment. So that's exactly it's been how exactly the tool is been made. Hope it answers your question. Okay, so now, so you have this data in place. So let me show that one a little in Excel 2013. Okay, so now 1001, 1002, and let's drag it slightly. Please do ask your question, okay? I mean, in case if you're not really Sam, Peter, Sita, Jennifer, and Rhyme. Okay, whatever. And maybe let's give everyone 4,000 maybe. Control C. We are not. We don't care giving salary to everyone for this. Okay. So now what m equal to 1, what it did, it just made one single split. And so in case if I don't come with that m minus 1, what's going to happen is it needs to do a intelligence 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So what it's going to do is, in case if I would have set this as my primary key, okay, this was my primary key, employee ID, EMP ID. In that case, what it would have done is it would have made a parallel intelligent way of splitting this particular into 4 equal part. Okay, so this might one, the next guy would have been, it would have done this kind of a split. Okay, it would have done remain in this guy is green and split, and then it would have come up with the result. Okay, so this is exactly what it would have happened in case if I would not have made that m minus 1. But now since our table does not have m equal to 1, sorry, yeah, what it will do is, sorry, since our table does not have a primary key, right? That's what we don't have. We are not defined a primary key. Then it's going to tell, the system is going to give you an error. Either you need to have a primary key or you need to set your mapper. So our place, what we did is we have set our mapper to 1, so that it need not do a parallel passing. It's going to pick up all this guy together, and then all this guys will be together, and then it's going to run a mapper, and then it's going to copy the data into the Hive table. That's exactly what it's going to do. Okay. Other possibility. Hope everyone is clear with this concept. Getting a prime. There is one more possibility where I'm going to mention. Let me see if that parameter is given. Where I'm going to tell do a split based on. I don't think that's mentioned over here. Tick, 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 tick. No, that's command is not given over here. So what I'll do is I'll be sending you many more commands so that you can practice this thing. So if you don't mention this command, the other option is split by. There is a split by keyword, and if you Google for the SQOOP one, you may be getting a huge number of instances where you can do command and stuff like that. SQOOP commands. I think there's one pretty good documentation, SQOOP commands. And I'll be sending out to you guys after getting those commands, so which you can really practice. There are too many commands. Commands. I think tutorial. So which we can play around with, find out. Split by. Yeah, I think this is pretty given what needs to be given and stuff like that. So this is where we're talking about target directory and stuff like that. Okay. And minus M1. Coming at big lads. Let's move it. Okay, if you show new added rows and okay, here also I don't lot more commands being given. This is all what even we have provided. So okay. So I'll try to get those so many commands that you can run. So something which you need to practice is as far as your time and exposure is concerned, how exactly you can do it with what do you call for that, incremental data. Okay, so something which you need to understand really is, I mean, remaining stuff is just a copy paste, so it's not a big deal to incremental is what you should be really concentrating on. That's something which everyone will be interested. Anytime if you think there is a scoop question being asked in an interview, it'll be interview load. Bet me on that fact. That's people are so I don't know why everyone is so obsessed with incremental load. Scoop incremental import. Yeah, this is the one. That's exactly the command, Swapna. Split by department ID. That's correct. That's the command which you need to give by. So in case if I don't have a, if I don't define a um, employee ID. So basically our command is going to be over here, split by employee ID for this. In case if I don't define a primary key. So I can do, so there are three options. One is either I need to define a primary key. Okay, that's the first option, which it's automatically pick the four chunk of it and then process it. If I don't do that, thing is minus M1, where it's going to pick up all this together, do the processing. And in case if even that is not possible, and if you are mandatorily you want S parallel processing done over here, then what you need to define is split by employee. Then it's going to do, even if you have not defined a primary key, it's going to split by the parameter that you're going to mention. Hope it's clear for you guys. Yeah. So these are some of those concepts which a lot of guys doesn't know. Okay. So I'll send you the document I have, because in my initial learning, I had to do a lot of research on SQOOP, because we had an extensive research project. I mean, extensive SQOOP project. So that was one reason where I have spent pretty much good amount of time in doing the SQOOP stuff. So my research stuff is what I've taken up and documented it. So I'll be anyway sending you guys. I just need to search it where exactly I have when all this formatting and stuff like that happens. So make sure you're practicing it pretty extensively. And this is one real powerful one-line command, even though it's a very powerful tool. Increment load, what you need to know is SQOOP support. Is that the incremental one? I wouldn't want to spend time doing that. What I would request you guys is just go through that incremental import. There you go. So you just go through this stuff, try to understand what exactly is happening. Anyway, I explained you what exactly is the increment stuff, right? Yesterday's load and previous year. So you need to understand a little bit of concept over here, how exactly that's happening. Okay, I need to define a table. I need to define a particular row, which I'm going to make it as an incremental. Based on that particular row is my incremental stuff going to happen. So what I would definitely request you guys is project. Make sure you are, see, even at times, I think our minor project is not that complex, but major project, we are trying to get a real uh, case scenario, the real, how exactly a mini project looks like in a real POC kind. So that's how the project is. So try to even do an incremental load and stuff like that, implement an incremental load. So SQOOP is being used in your major project for your information. So you have some tables available in the MySQL, and from there you'll have to extract the data, and then you'll have to put in a Hive environment. Then you can either use Java, or you're going to use Pig for doing a data extraction. What my recommendation would be, try to use as many tools as possible. So first bring it up with Pig, do your data filtering, and then post which you can use Java and do further processing of that particular data. And that's how forward for it. Okay, this stuff. Okay, okay. Not sure we can't go. Let me quickly show you guys even the FLUME and this stuff. So in case if that's OOZIE one, I will. This installation doesn't. I mean, one of our installation we not really think okay. So OOZIE show you guys with this. So there is another VM instance, which if I open it, it's very, very tiny. So I need to find out how exactly I can expand that particular stuff. And in case if I'm successful in that, and we will take it up in during our mini project stuff. We'll try to cover some of these aspects in the mini project. So when I explain that how exactly you need to go ahead with, we'll try to bring in some of these tools and then try to play around. Okay, and yeah, this issue is also what you're facing. We'll even try to sort it out. I don't want to spend a lot of time doing it, then we may end up running short of time. Now I just want to show you guys even the FLUME document. How I have just kept that FLUME stuff ready just before the session so that it may be slightly time consuming of the data we need to pick up. So basically what we are trying to do with FLUME is we are trying to get a Twitter data, and then that data is being stored in a directory. The entire Twitter, whenever the tweet happens, whatever the information is getting tweeted, the real-time streaming. So someone was asking about the streaming data, right? So that streaming data, we are trying to get accumulated in one single directory. That's exactly what we're doing with this FLUME installation. Okay, so these are all typical tools. So just you need to rely on how exactly the syntax is. I'll give a documentation proper, how exactly this needs to be run. And if you religiously follow one by one step, it should be up and running. Okay, so I've done this, and get this. So typically you just need to follow this. Yeah, this is where it is. So I have just downloaded it. So this is the jar file downloaded. This is the file. Once you're done with your download, you need to extract it. That's exactly what you saw over there. Once you extract it, you just need to change the configuration file. .bash rc file you're going to change. Okay, so nothing but for setting up your FLUME path. That's exactly what you're doing over here. So it's clearly given. I mean, I have religiously taken it. I mean, there's no much thing that you as a user can do anything for the FLUME. So this is the setup path and how exactly the home path for the FLUME path is being set. That's done. And then if you do this command, which FLUME ng, which even I typed, and once you see, okay, I can see the result. That's all. Uh-oh. Yeah, what was that? Which FLUME ng. Yeah, it's just going to show you the FLUME location. I mean, that's the confirmation that these two lines have ran properly. That's all it means. So after you do that, you're going to create a Twitter account. In case you don't have it, you have to create a new account. In case you're a Twitter user, you can use the existing one here. Okay. So this will be some interesting case. And once you get this data in, you can do some sort of a real case analytics on top of it. Okay, that's where. Can you guys see my screen? Why did this go up? Let me just try closing it. I'm assuming you can see my screen. Can someone confirm? Okay. Okay, thank you. All right. So yeah, data streaming. So this is what we're going to do. So let's see where we can take this and see this data and creating a key and an access token is what we are doing actually over here. Let me try to maximize this window at least so that you can see that. Let me close this thumbnail. 100%. Yeah. Okay. So basically, that Flume needs two stuff. One is access token. Okay, that's the uh, means by which it's uniquely recognizing you and your data is being pulled. So that key is required. So once you go to this twitter.app, app.twitter.com app, you're going to follow this exact. I mean, we're given it even with the screen print. Okay, and then you're going to pick up that tweet information. So whatever changes or any sort of activities happening in that particular location that you're giving, that is going to get stored inside the location that you're mentioning. So that even that particular location information is being given over here. So I'll just show you. So these are all pretty straightforward stuff. You're going to provide this access token. So this is exactly how you get the token. And Flume is going to ask for you that. Document, empty file. Yeah, so flume.conf file. That okay, let's show this one to you. So this is exactly the Flume dot. That might be something which you guys might be interested in. Okay, it's taking its own time. Let's get that copied. It's taking so much time. I see they have full signal. I don't know. Download look like it should look like. Oh, can't see the screen. If that's the case with everyone, I can see a green border which says, "Is everyone facing the same thing?" All right. Maybe when I was swapping from another, I think that's when you would have lost the connection. Okay, so this is exactly how it should look like. Acadguild.conf. That's where exactly I'm going to. Yeah, flume.conf data. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Come on. Hello? Yes, I think. All right. What's really happening? Share screen. Okay, is the screen visible now? I can see multiple instances of my stuff running. I'm not sure why. Okay, fine. Anyways, okay. Let me take pretty quick. So I'm assuming you can see my VM, at least the FLUME document, right? Okay, let me the moment I download that stuff over here is what is that really okay? Okay. Let's see if it's get downloaded. Anyways, I mean that documents look exactly like the document should look exactly like this. It may many sense only. So after that, what we're going to do is we're going to create a directory. Okay, this directory inside our HDFS environment. So just in a nutshell, if I want to repeat the process, so we have created FLUME. Since there was so much of disturbance, let me just explain very high level. So this, you know where exactly just click on this link, you should be able to get it downloaded. Apache from Apache site, you're going to get this the jar file. You're going to extract the jar file. Once you extract it, you're going to set the path. And then when you run this command is what you're going to confirm whether your setting up of the path is fine or not. Once that is done, you're going to directly go to apps.twitter.apps.twitter.com app. This is where you're going to create, in case you have an account, you will use that. You're going to connect to a link, and then from that link, whatever the change is going to happen, that particular link extraction is going to directly come and sit into your directory which you're going to create. Okay, and that directory is what we showed down. So there is a sequence of steps that you need to follow where it will restrict you from any unauthorized access. So when you create that Twitter account in the app.twitter, it's going to give you an access code and an access token key. Right? It's going to give you an access token and an access token key. Right? Both those things needs to be copied, and that needs the configuration file of the FLUME, which is nothing but this one. And this is where you're going to substitute that configuration data. Consumer key, consumer secret. This is exactly where the 4 parameters that you're going to go, get from the top. You're going to do that. Okay, and this is one additional step that you need to do. Download the jar file and then place it into the FLUME directory. After that, see, this is exactly what you're doing. I mean, you're just going to create the directory, and in this directory, so make directory -p. I hope -p you're aware of. In case if I don't give it, I can't create one single stretch all this directory. So that's the reason I'm giving -p, right? /user. It's a typical Unix way of doing it, though. User, FLUME, and tweet. So since I given -p, what will happen? A user directory will be created. In case if it doesn't have, inside that there's a FLUME being created. Inside FLUME, a tweets will get created. Okay. So in that the tweets directory, what's going to happen is whatever is being, the moment I start the agent, okay, the FLUME engine -n tweet, this is the command for doing that. Okay, the moment I do that, agent -f, and where exactly is my flume.conf, okay, this particular command is going to get start. Fetch the data into HDFS. So basically, whatever is the link you're given, whatever is the data coming up, it's continuously. So this is the terminal will be. Okay, this is going to be in what do you say? Just like gedit format. When I do a gedit, so how your terminal is going to be like? Exact similar format. Did I do a gedit? Yeah, there is a gedit somewhere here, right? No, that's not gedit. Let's. What I'm trying to say was, yeah, simple stuff, but if you can do a gedit and see data and ls hive file, right? ls minus lrt. So is there a directory, a file somewhere, text? Okay, so if I do a gedit and know about ap.text, is it a pretty big file? Yeah. Okay, so when I go back to this terminal, what really is happening? I was expecting it to. I was expecting it to not give a proper ending. So basically, when you do that, you may have to do a Control C and do an end to it. That's what I was trying to update you guys. So this somewhere in the document they would have explained that. Not really. Oh yeah, there you go. So data starts getting fetched. So basically, you can see, and this will not have that terminal key is what I'm trying to say, right? Just like the way you have this particular $sign, right? Where you can type key in this thing, that particular stuff will not be there. So it will be in a processing mode. The data will be. So what exactly it means is when it's standing still like that, data is getting pushed from that environment and it's getting popped up into the directory which you have. So if you open this directory, the data is keep fetching into this tweets directory which you have created. Okay, in this directory, the entire data is getting fetched. Okay, so what will happen is you have to do a Control C to kill that process. So if you don't kill that process, okay, I mean, this is some of the mistakes which you guys do. So we just get this process up and running, and then we move out, and then we forget it. A humongous amount of data is going to get stored in that particular. So make sure. I don't know whether is mentioned somewhere in the book is the data is stored in the following path. Okay, no, but not more than an hour. In case even an hour fetches you a huge amount of data. So 5 to 10 minutes is more than enough for you to get some sort of an analysis on top of the data. Okay, if you want to get a real flavor of how exactly the real-time data looks like, so that's exactly what you should be doing. And once you do that, you should be getting a huge amount of data inside this. Many a times when you really try to do some analytics on top of it, it's not that easy. It's a very, very clumsy data. You can see a very, very, very clumsy data that's sitting over there. I'll try to get this stuff and then show you that data so that you have it. You can really visualize it. I'll do that in the next session, or maybe the session where we have our project, the mini project stuff. There we'll try to explore a lot of such kind of. It's very, very nicely documented. So even I rely on just copy pasting this stuff and then taking into document. So it's pretty well documented. So you should be able to look into each of the single line command, copy paste it, and try running it. And all these tools, there is nothing you can do it. Whatever is being defined, and in case we hit with some, Google it and then try to figure out. Or Apache site might some sort. In your case, yeah, definitely you can reach out to give a proper screenshot and get back to the Cat Guild support desk support, and then they should be able to get back to you after you do your Google stuff. Okay, I mean that Google stuff is something which you really even I do that stuff for that error which I'm getting. And I'll be sending, let me keep a note of it. I should be sending you that SQOOP document, which I really want you guys to practice it. And that SQOOP doc, that SQOOP document, if you practice, I think that's more than enough. For sure, I have it because I think the previous batch guys have sent it across to them. So even in my sent item, it should be there. So I'll be sending it to you guys. But make sure, even though it's just a one-line command, try to understand what exactly is happening with that command. There is a lot of options for importing or exporting. Some things like I think so. Someone has listed what exactly was that split by. Those split by options and some of those kind of an options are given, because which people may not be. See, many of the sessions when we just take it up minus m and 1. That's it. That's how the only means by which we're going to get the data back from an environment, and then we finished off over there. But make sure you're exploring a lot of options in the SQOOP thing, especially that. Yeah, there was a project with me which I was handling where only work was SQOOP, literally SQOOP, and that it's a very powerful tool. Let me tell you. So make sure you're trying to utilize and understand EastNet with complete information. Any questions before? I mean, we have a couple of more minutes. And my recommendation would be, when this project, you are trying to do an incremental load. So remember this, incremental load is the key thing. Any interview that you're going to attend, incremental load guarantee, you can see if a SQOOP is being asked, that'll be incremental load. So try to do that incremental load in your mini, not the mini project, major project. Mini project, you don't have much of that stuff. Next project, we'll try to. I'll show you one couple of codes so that you don't. I think there is some 3 or 4 cases that you can pick up. I think 2 cases you later pick up for the mini project, which is actually a US crime data, the actual data picked up from the. Another interesting step for those of you guys who was interested in doing some project. Just want to. I was trying to do some. Let me clean it up before that. I'm pretty much sure for your academic or something. Data.gov, right? us.data.gov, us.data.gov. That's a pretty interesting. I mean, even I am parallelly doing it. Okay, I think data.gov. This should be the one. Yeah, this is the one. So this is a location where you can get entire. So basically, the US government. Even India has the same thing. US, I think gov.in. If you give, I should get all the Indian data. It's a humongous amount of data. Okay, I mean it's going to be some 12 GB, 15 GB of data that comes in. So once you have all this ecosystem in place, you can pick up this data. If you want to really in a project, if you want to have a real project, this is actual US data. So they have started pushing those data so that any mini startups or someone can actually take it and then start doing some meaningful insight of it. Let me copy and paste it if you guys are interested in. If you, I think gov.in if you do, or I'm not sure pretty much where exactly it's going to be. Data.gov.in. Yes, this is exactly the Indian data. So you can, I mean, there are a lot of benefits out of it. If you're able to bring some meaningful insight, you can actually sell your work. Okay, there are a number of agencies and agencies which you can really use selling your data and stuff like that. So this is Indian data. The first one is US data. So I would say utilize those. I mean, soon your course is going to get completed. So you should be ready and in handy with those scenarios where you can actually bring some data in and do some analytics on top of it. Yeah, I mean, last section, I mean, I'll be giving you a lot more insight on where exactly you can see that. I mean, some of you guys might be already knowing it, Kaggle and stuff like that, where you can do for this context and the context, what are the data actually used and what sort of codes are being used and all those things. I'll try to share with you all those details. Yeah, but keep a note of these things at any scenario, any situations. If you had to really get some data, this is where you can really go in. And this might be a useful stuff for you guys. So you can see even the number of times that 2.37 million times downloaded, viewed, and all those things. Okay, I don't have anything more today. In case if you have any questions, you can shoot. Otherwise, we'll wind up for today. And Saturday, Sunday, 9:30 is what we agreed upon, right, Navin? Let's do that. Utilize those time for coming up for the mini project stuff. Any questions? If no questions, we'll wind up for today. You all guys have a good night and speak to you on Thursday. All right.